Good morning, boys and girls. It's a terrific Thursday. And we are going to read today about one of my favorite characters, Pete the Cat. And Pete the Cat is going to the beach. I hope all of you get to go to the beach soon, or maybe you've already been. It's a hot day. We know about hot days in Savannah. Pete the cat goes to the beach with his mom and brother Bob. Let's go in the water, Bob says. Maybe later, says Pete. Uh-oh, is Pete scared of the water? Bob likes to surf. He likes the big waves. It looks like fun. Hot, says Pete. Go in the water, says Mom. Maybe later, said Pete. Pete makes a sand castle. His mom helps him dig. And here comes a big wave. And there goes Pete. He's running away from the water. Oh no, where'd the sand castle go? Bob robs a big wave. Wow, said Pete. That sure looks like fun. Pete and his mom take a walk. They find seashells, they see a crab, Pete's feet get wet, his feet feel cool, the rest of him is hot. Too hot. You know how hot it gets at our beach. It's time for lunch, and Pete eats a sandwich, and he drinks lemonade. The sun is very hot, and Pete is very, very hot. Bob is wet and cool. Let's play ball, says Pete. No, thanks, says Bob. I want to surf. So Pete throws the ball and his mom catches it. He still hadn't been in the water. Let's get our feet wet, says Mom. Well, okay, says Pete. The water is cool, it feels good, and Pete goes deeper. I love going in the water, but I like water I can see through. Bob waves to Pete. I want to show you how to surf, he yells. Pete does not say maybe later. He says, let's do it. He is ready to learn. Lie on the board, says Bob. So Pete lies on the board. Paddle, says Bob. So Pete paddles out and he waits for a big wave. A big wave is coming. Stand up, says Bob. So Pete stands up. Then Pete falls down. It was a little scary, but it didn't hurt. So we'll try again later, says Bob. Pete wants to try again right now. He is so excited about surfing. Pete lies down again. He paddles out. He waits. Here comes a wave. He stands up. He rides the wave. Good job, says Bob. Pete wants to surf all day. Bob does too. So they take turns because they are good brothers. Pete and Bob rock and roll with the waves. What a great day. They even surf together. How about that? It's okay to be afraid, but it's more fun to surf. He didn't even wipe out again. Isn't that wonderful? Alrighty, now I have another book that some of you have heard before, but it's such a good book. It was a Georgia Book Award winner last year, and it's Not Quite Narwhal, and it's by Jessie Seema. And Not Quite Narwhal, let's find out. Kelp was born in the deep ocean. There's Kelp. Oh, look at the baby. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's, and he had different tastes in food, and he wasn't a very good swimmer. Excuse me. Allergies. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided he wouldn't either. Nobody minded. He loved being with his friends. That is, until he got swept away by a strong current. I wish I was a better swimmer. Oh my goodness. Kelp found himself at the surface closer to land and that he'd never even seen before. High up on the cliff was a mysterious sparkling creature that looked familiar. It looked like kelp. Oh my goodness, what is it? Y'all already know. Kelp swam towards the land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast, hoping that he could catch up with this creature. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious because he'd never left the ocean before. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look easy. He saw a crab walking. So he tried to walk like the crab. No. He tried to walk like a frog. No. He tried to walk like a turtle, and eventually he got the hang of it. It took him a little while. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but it was also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But as he stumbled out of the forest, what did he find? Land narwhals! Actually, we're unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Oh my gosh! He wasn't a narwhal. He was a unicorn. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of things about his tusk. First they said, we call them horns. Wow. Then they introduced him to a unicorn, yummy, and they showed him how to gallop, and there was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. He loved being a unicorn. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly. So he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. He was going back to the narwhals. He swam and swam. It wasn't very fast, but he finally arrived. And Kelp had butterflies in his stomach, but guess what? They all said, welcome home. They were so excited to see him. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that, said the narwhals. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns? Or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide. But then he realized that maybe, just maybe, oops, let me see. He didn't have to choose. Sometimes when we have different groups of friends, we don't have to choose. We can be friends with everybody. And then at the very end, he meets a rhinoceros, and the rhinoceros says, I'm a unicorn. And Kelp says, he has to give him the news. He's not a unicorn, he's a rhinoceros. Listen, y'all have a great day. Tomorrow is my last story. I have enjoyed this so much. I am looking forward to seeing you when y'all bring all your stuff back, if you're some of the people who have to bring their stuff back to school. And I am looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon. If you're in pre-K and kindergarten, I hope that I'm going to see you really, really soon. Take care.